Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit Zach here, back again with Mob Psycho 100. We're on episode 3, so that means obviously the last episodes we got introduced to the characters. There's Mob and Reagan. Those are the quintessential characters, the most important ones. The other ones are side characters that they might be reoccurring, but I'm not sure they're going to be all that important to the story. So yeah, essentially Reagan, he's a con artist. He's got this exorcism business revolved around being a psychic himself, even though he isn't. He's just using Mob to sort of progress that and whatnot. So yeah, there's that. Also, in the last episode, we had a club that was on the verge of getting disbanded. I think it was the telepathy club, I think, but they basically just used that as a sort of just a namesake and said it was just a club about goofing off and shit like that. And the body improvement club came in and took it over. Mob joined those, so he's part of the body improvement club now. Great. I don't know if that's going to come back, but Mob could do with some body improvement. I feel like he's a bit, he's probably like a slender, skinny kid. And I'm not sure if being a psychic or exorcisms are physically like strenuous on the body or anything like that. So I'm not sure he's getting, he's not getting all that buff from it. But yeah, I think that's all we're going to really talk about. We're just going to get in episode 3, see what we get. So without further ado, let's go. Alright, I'm back. Gonna be behind, isn't he? Lagging behind. Yep, there he is. I wonder if they're going to change the opening for this in season 2. I kind of hope not, because I just noticed the logo is very similar to Marvel, isn't it? Oh, they let him keep the room. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say they don't.
僕、昔から運動音痴で今まで超能力に頼ってきたから。はあ、本当に超能力があるなら見せてほしいわよ、まったく。ああ。
Show them.
マジかよ、スプーン曲げる程度だったのに。
倉田トメの夢は宇宙のどこかにいる地球外生命と交信、接触すること。
I don't think those are like exclusive. Like just because you can.
突破口が見えたわ。モブ君、私たちと共にテレパシーを研究し。
あ、僕筋トレあるんで。おい、なんでだよ。男の魅力を身につけたくてとでも言えばいいんですかね。
モブ君、モテたいの？テレパシーで女の心を読むの。そうすりゃモテモテよ。
何？
Manipulation.
テレパシー？俺はちょっとできないな。例の声は聞くことはできるんだが。でもなんで急に？心を覗きたい相手がいるのか。女か。わかりやすいね。モテたいのは全男子中学生の共通観念だから。つぼみちゃんと仲良くなれれば。
もしちょっとそこの少年悩んでますね。だって笑顔がないもの。家庭のことで悩むのは辛いでしょうね。
別に大丈夫です。
そうなのよね。やっぱり健康じゃなくて。
Just like a fucking mystic fucking.
恋の悩み。
なんでわかったんですか？
悩みを解決したいなら私についてきなさい。
いや、もう帰ろうかと。
モテますよ。
行きます。宗教？
教団名はカッコ。教祖エクボ様が設立した根底も。
たくさん集まってる。みんなモテたい一心なのかな。
This is more like a cult.
なんだろう。
Who's that?
この状況。
あれ、モブ君。
あ、
私わかる？同じクラスの目ざとよ。
Oh fucking hell.
あ、
What, did they lure her as well?
そろそろ外しちゃおうか。
Ugh. Nothing changed.
今日ここに3人のスマイルメイトが加わることになりました。拍手。
なんだ。
幸せを受け入れるためには心を解放しなければなりません。しかしあなたたちの心には鍵がかかっている。ほら、不幸の原因は一目瞭然。笑顔がない。
What is this? What is this?
それが我らかっこ笑いの教え。スマイルマスクをかぶって強制しましょう。
おい、何を。
ちょっと。
これは救済措置な
I
の
wonder
です。
if there's maybe like a spirit within the masks.
さっきから何か言いたそうな顔だ。
宗教団体かっこ笑い。たった1ヶ月でこんな人数の盲信者を囲ったっていうの怪しいわ。留学校新聞部2年1組目里です。あなたたちの悪い噂を取材させてもらいます。
単身で乗り込み喋ると素晴らしい。
Ah, she snuck in by herself. Okay.
では一つ証明しよう。先ほどの男性を見てください。
Oh my god.
いいスマイルです。
笑い出した。どうして
It's not going to affect Mob because
どうですか、お嬢さん。
にしてもやっぱり変よ。この空間には何かある。
あなたはいたずらにかっこ笑いに踏み込み、我々のスマイルに疑問を呈した。
全面的に謝ります。
返しませんよ、笑うまで。
笑う気分じゃありません。
can't you just go ah
それ
fake
で
it?
今私が笑ったところでただの愛想笑いだわ。嫌です。自分に嘘はつきたくないの。
What? Does it really matter that much?
あれ
How does
最高のスマイルではありませんか。
何この感覚。私も笑っててなんだか心地いい。
I can't wait for it.
でも違う。本当は笑いたくないのに。
That could be the same as it.
笑顔とか幸せがテーマでモテるかどうかは別の話ですよね。帰っていいですか。別に悩んでない。
笑っていない。一生そんな顔で生きるつ
Something
もり
like
です
that.
か。君は人生を損している。
僕の父はタバコを知らない奴は人生の半分損してるって言ってました。損って感覚も人によるんだなって思いました。
Or a cigarette if I was
私が
it.
全人類の信仰対象となるための出発点なのだ。つまずいている場合じゃない。じゃあゲームでもしていかない
You'd
か。
be able to pick up on the spirit, right?
にらめっこだ。うちのスマイルリーダー3人とにらめっこ。牛乳を口に含んで先に笑った方が負け。どうだい。
Milk?
こ
What?
れは罠よ。
I don't understand.
ノブは牛乳が好きだった。
If anything, it would make you sick. I don't know if that's just me, but I'm sure, like, after everything. Oh, man. Oh, right, is it supposed to keep it inside your mouth? Is that even considered winning, considering the fact you just got milk spat all over you? Fuck.
私が相手だ。
僕は
Still doesn't mean anything, does it?
笑ってない。
あれ笑顔が。
つうか、なんでここにいるんだっけ。
His aura got rid of it all. So it must have been, yeah. So, yeah.
仕方ない。ここは力技だ。空気を読みなさい。
なんでつまんなそうにしてんだよ。
え、
退屈なら帰れよ。
そんなことないけど。
マムくん、
あ、つぼみちゃん。
空気読もうよ。
74. Fucking hell, I
私
reached.
の真の力をお見せし。
そうか。この人も超能力を。
So that's all it is.
できないんだ。したくても。
感情がないのか、小僧。あんなたちじゃ好きな女と一緒に笑えないだろう。
I don't know.
だがお前はそれができない。お前は永久に孤独だ。
Shit, it's gonna go off,
超能
innit?
力で笑わせてくれよ。
和を乱す異分子は排除せねばならない。
よかった。人じゃないんだね。
So he is a spirit then.
それを生かして返すな。
マブくん、空気読もうよ。
彼は強力な力を持っていながらも、自らそれを披露することを無意識に避けるようになっていた。好きなように思うがまま動けないとなると、常に感情にブレーキをかけた状態になる。抑圧された感情はモブの心の奥深くで少しずつ膨らんでいく。内で溢れ出し暴れる感情のせいに
So that's what it is then, that's what the explosion is. Oh fuck. Oh dear. Fucking hell.
それは怒り。
Oh,
あれにも細工があったのか。
oh fuck.
力が弱すぎて気づかなかったよ。
Damn.
本気で来い。
So every time he gets to 100, like a different emotion can come out depending on. Get fucked. So we get.
これが僕の感情
Oh
だ。
shit.
身を委ねるとこうなる。僕は最低だ。
Oh, get fucked.
空気が読めるのは常識と経験のあるやつだけで。はい。何を今更なことでへこんでんだよ。
僕のノリが悪いせいで楽しそうな人たちの空気が台無しになった。
なぜお前がそいつらに合わせる必要があるの？俺の人生の主役はお前だろ？
Meta.
私たちは一体。
確か少年を笑わせようとして笑わなかったんだよな。あの少年は一体誰だ？探そう。彼こそ神の使いかもしれない。
See, the all didn't like it.
お前にしか助けられない人々を偶然助けたということになるな。
Back to zero. Great.
おはよう。いい朝だな、相棒。
What? Fucking hell, it's already. Okay, episode 3. I was not expecting the explosion to come that fast. My thoughts were, well, I mean, I've already said it, like, that it was a thing that, like, possibly went up to the end of the series and that's when he eventually exploded, but I like this more. And I think because if I understand it right, then I really like the idea of it. I think at that point it's sort of, if I'm thinking about it right, so what, his emotions build up when he gets to 100, and obviously the idea is that like all of these emotions like sort of build up, eventually it explodes because of the build up, but it only like himself only represents one emotion every time he does it, so it's not always rage, but it was rage then. I quite like that. It's very, like, what's the word, quirky. I quite like the sort of like just like the very I just think it's like a kind of like a unique way of portraying a character that is very bland, like very just nothing, you know. I think that's a really cool way of putting it. Especially considering, like, I think a lot of the time, like in reality, a lot of people just like leave their emotions in and don't actually let it out when they really should, and just let it build up till it all just comes crashing out anyway. So yeah, it's kind of an interesting like little little gimmick. I quite like it. So the telepathy club still allowed to use the room. I'm pretty sure they're not allowed to function as an actual club though, so I'm wondering if it's illegal what they're doing. At least illegal to school level. Because, I mean, you still need to have 5 members, right? I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs, because obviously the club system in Japan is different to, like, you know, we didn't have clubs in the UK, at least not where I am anyway, so I don't know. But the lassie, what is her name? I'm going to have to... because I fucking put this on the wrong page. Shouldn't have put it on this page. What's her name? What is her name? Tome. Tomei wants to so badly communicate with aliens, obviously with it through the telepathy thing. It makes sense, right? Even though she doesn't do anything with the club to try and further that. She still just does fuck all. But she wanted to use the idea that because I think when I was thinking about it at the time, it didn't make much sense, but I'm guessing she probably thinks of the whole everything to do with being a psychic would help in that regard. I was thinking that all she thought about was the fact that he could like lift up items and stuff and move them around with his mind. But I guess if you're able to base if you are actually psychic, then like being telepathic would come along with that, I'm guessing. I'm not sure like the things that he can do and the things that he can't do, because it hasn't really explained exactly what a psychic is, or what they're really capable of. Like, I'm still not sure exactly what force he has that allows him to dispose of like ghosts and stuff. I don't know what power that is. Of course he can like, pick stuff up with his mind, right? Okay. So he's what, oh, fucking hell, man, what's the word? I've been thinking about this all fucking episode and I can't remember the fucking word. It's not telepathic, it's picking things up with your mind is telekinesis. That's the one. I knew it was telly, I just couldn't remember. It's because they keep putting that telepathic thing home, but it's telekinesis, right? So I don't know if it's a case of like Mob is an outsider because he's a psychic, or Mob is an outsider because he's got telekinetic powers. Because I mean, the very first episode, it clearly, it's stated that in this world there are psychics that do this sort of thing, and it's common knowledge. I'm guessing people like the public know about it, like know that. So you'd think if Mob is like the only one in his school, that he wouldn't be an outsider. It'd be more like he'd be very popular, you'd imagine, right? He'd be like the cool kid in school, the guy who's got the powers and shit. Unless it's considered like, if you have it, then people are maybe scared of you, or I don't know, people might think you're a freak. I guess it's probably going more towards that way, I guess, because otherwise I can't understand why he'd be so like lonely and not be popular, but I think it'll probably help if we get an idea, like if we meet somebody else that actually has psychic powers. So we'll just wait and see. Right, there was a religious order, or I mean, you couldn't call it that. I thought it was like maybe a cult. It's not even that. It's just a fucking. It was a spirit taking over a guy and using, I don't know, like using his spirit ectoplasm. Oh, that's not right. But basically, just to fuck with people and then call it hypnosis. I don't know in what like sort of sense that works. I mean, I'm guessing it's the idea like when you see on ghost programs, right, where somebody will start getting violent because of the fact that they've been exposed to ghosts. I'm guessing it's probably maybe the same thing, like they're just projecting that emotion onto people. I'm guessing that's what it meant. I like it was called LOL. Great. Fantastic. We got introduced to a new classmate. So it's Misato is her name. She snuck in all by herself, and she is a school reporter for the school, like for a school newspaper. So that's why she's got a camera and whatnot. Because obviously she's in the fucking the opening, and I did see her like in episode 1 or something. Like it was flicking through people who adolescents and things like that, and she popped up with a camera at one point, looking like a fucking creep. Or a stalker. I was wondering who it was. That's her. So yeah. I wrote down the explosions coming fast. Yeah, that it just goes into thingy. What I was saying before. So yeah, and the final thing is, who the fuck is the Slimer dude? Who's that? It just turned up. I don't know what that is. I mean, it's just a green fucking blob. who's decided to turn up. But I'm guessing that was part of like the next episode thing, so it might feature into that. I was just confused because while I was watching that episode, I did not notice that there was no end credits. I was waiting for the end credits to come, and it just immediately transitioned into the what happens next episode thing. So that caught me off guard. But yeah. Also, what I want to say as well is Reagan actually, like, while he's a horrible person for, like, you know, basically using Mob as a way to, you know, for his business purposes, right? He does have like a very what's the word? Shit, it's on the tip of my tongue. Fuck. It begins with M. Fucking bollocks. I hate it. Mentor. A very like mentor vibe about him, like the way that he sort of like consoles Mob and stuff, and like, you know, gives him like life advice and things. He's very much a mentor, so you know what I mean. I think, you know, I quite like him for that, and I quite like his character the way that it is. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that later on. But that is also, thank you everyone for watching. In the description below, I've links to certain things. One was the Discord. I urge everyone to go over there, especially if you want me to react to a certain show, because that's where polls and things start. Also, if you just want to come on and talk to me in the community, you're free to do that as well. And Patreon. So I do have a Patreon. If you do want to support me, that'd be very much appreciated. There's a bunch of different tiers and rewards depending on how much you want to support me with. If you do, there's early access. That's $5 a month. You gain access to all the shows I do a week early. And as for Psychopaths and Fate, you actually get 4 episodes of those every single week. I don't know if by the time this comes out on YouTube, if Psychopaths is still airing. It might actually be finished, so probably not. But whatever show takes that place, you know, there'll be 4 episodes of that a week. Exclusive tier. Oh no, I've missed one. Yeah, $10 a month, full length. So if you do want full length videos, reactions to videos, full length, everything I react to gets a full length, and you want to get full length tier, which is $10 a month. $15 a month. That's the exclusive tier. So that is what this show was reacted to on, which is $15 a month. Yeah, the exclusive tier. And another one will take this one's place. Also, all OVA reactions, all movie reactions go to the exclusive tier as well. $50. Every time you pay $50, you get the choice of a show that you want me to react to, and I will react to it. It'll go at the back of the list, behind about 7, so it might take me a while to actually get round to your show, but I will do eventually. Unless you want to jump the key and go at the very front, in which case you want to get a God tier, which is $100, and that means that your show will be reacted to next. But that was all. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.